everyone. Here's my water kimchi recipe I've been promising. First you want to get a bowl of water, clean water, and some red pepper flakes, or actually gochujang, which I didn't have any, so I tried to make my own by grinding it in a coffee grinder that I have that I only use for herbs and spices. You want to put it in the water, prepare your water first so that it has a chance to sit there and soak into the water. I kind of stirred it up a little bit and whatnot. I was smart in the beginning, not wanting to touch the stuff, but later I did something else. Anyways, like, you get yourself a Napa cabbage, and you want to clean your Napa cabbage really good, and then you want to cut it up and put it in the water, which you see I'm stirring the gochujang up in there again. Well, red pepper flakes, since I didn't have gochujang. Maybe I'm not saying that right. I don't know. Anyways, you put your chunks of Napa cabbage into your prepped water with your red pepper flakes or your gochujang, whatever you call it, which is just red pepper paste. You get it in an Asian store. Sometimes maybe even the Asian section at Walmart. I couldn't find any, so I used what I had on hand. Trust me, it's plenty hot enough as I made it. Not intending to do so because I don't like it too spicy, but I made it spicy. So I'm putting all the chunks of the Napa cabbage into the water. I'm getting an onion now, and I'm prepping the onion. I'm going to cut it up. I actually use 2 onions for this recipe. They're almost large, kind of medium to large size onions. You can use what you want, just kind of depends. I like onion in my kimchi. So you see me slicing it up so that I have like julienne slivers of onions. You can do it however you like. It's just a matter of preference. And I put the onion in on top of the Napa cabbage. And you'll keep seeing me stick my hands in this stuff. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, here I've got some garlic cloves, probably about, I don't know, 7 or 8 cloves. I love a lot of garlic. You can never have too much garlic. Unless, of course, you're a vampire and you don't want any of that stuff at all, I guess. But I'm going to mince up the garlic as best I can. I like teeny tiny little pieces, and I do not like pre-minced garlic like the kind you can buy in a jar. I don't like anything pre-made, so this is all fresh ingredients going in there. Here I go again with my hands, and I'll tell you, that's not a good idea. I'll tell you why later. But anyways, I have some violet sea salt. It's kind of like the version of Himalayan pink sea salt, only, I don't know, I decided to use the violet sea salt. Sometimes they look a little like dirt that you're putting on your food when you're using it. You see me quite a bit using that in conjunction with my hands, and I'll be stirring the cabbage and onions and garlic up into the gochujang soaked water. And I tell you, that's really bad because you don't want to touch your face after the fact, and you don't want to lick your fingers, and definitely don't want to touch anywhere around your eyes. And you should be wearing gloves when doing this. Take it from me, I learned the hard way after doing this video because my hands kind of burnt for like a day and a half after the fact, even after washing them. Yes, they did. So you just keep seeing me turning and squeezing and trying to get everything all coated. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm making a brine. So a lot of salt. You see me using a lot of salt, but see, the violet or pink Himalayan salt is not nearly as salty as, say, kosher salt. So you see me in a little while, I'll use some kosher salt on it, which I should have just done in the first place. But oh well, live and learn. I was trying to use what I had on hand. I just kept using what I had on hand. And so I'm salting it again. And I'll be salting it and then turning it. You know, salting it and turning it. Just kind of want to get everything well incorporated in with the water, with all of the spices and whatnot, and the onions and the garlic. So just keep doing that. Salt again. I know it looks like I'm putting a lot of salt, but really I didn't even use enough salt even after the fact, if you can believe that. So it is what it is. But you can never really like go wrong, because if it's not salty enough to your liking or whatnot, or even sour enough, see here I'm putting the kosher salt. You could always go back after the fact and fix it. Trust me when I tell you that. And so here I am, once again, turning and turning and turning and getting everything well coated. And I'm kind of squeezing a little bit as I'm turning the cabbage. It really helps, believe it or not. It helps keep it in the bowl. Now here I have a piece of ginger. This is fresh ginger root. You can buy that in the produce section of your grocery store. The fresher the root, the better the taste of the ginger, if you ask me. Here I'm peeling the ginger, taking off the outside bark of it, I guess, if you will. I don't know what you want to call that. And here I'm going to take and then julienne it and then mince it. And I'm going to make it, you know, like I said, to your liking, whatever you desire. I like the little tiny pieces. A little bit can go a long way. I didn't buy a very big piece of the root. I kind of bought what you saw, so I'm trying to make it go a little further because I didn't realize that the Napa cabbage that I bought was going to be so much of it. I've only made this a couple times prior to this video, so anyway, so you put all that in with the Napa cabbage, the garlic, the onion, and now you're going to see me grab some scallions, aka green onions. A lot of the Asians use this, scallion pancakes, or you know, spice up your soy sauce if you're making some sort of an Asian dish. You see me cutting off the ends and discarding those. You should always do that. Just saying, at least I do. Now I'm cutting about 1.5 to 2 inch pieces. I'm slicing them. And then you'll see me just kind of slice the green, you know, a little bit of the white, but the green. But I try not to get too much of the white in. Not because it's bad. I just wanted more of the green to show through. And I already had a lot of onion in there from the 2 medium to large size onions I put in there. And what I'm doing now is I'm cutting them julienne style so that you have little slivers and not tiny little circles or, you know, little pieces. Like I said, I want this to show through. It's going to give the kimchi some color, but it's also going to give it a good flavor, which I like within each bite that I take of my kimchi. Personal preference, once again. So I just keep cutting and slicing, julienning up the green onion, as you can see here. And it took me a while to get through that pile. So I did kind of fast forward it so you don't get too bored. After I get that all in there, now I'm showing you could use one of those big Mount Olive pickle jars if you don't have a mason jar. However, there are these gallon-sized mason jars. You can either buy them in Walmart like I did. I think a box of, I don't remember, 9 or 6. Or you can probably get them at Amazon. If so, I'll put a link down in the description box below where you can get them. There's also these neat little burping lids that go with them. I've seen them. If I could find that as well, I will also put a link to that down below. I also, reminder to self, I'd like to get one. I saw Alvina Rain with one, and it's a good idea because I have had some mishaps where I left it for a while and forgot to burp it, and it will come out on its own all over your counter, and it stinks. What I'm doing now is taking the cabbage mixture and I'm shoving it down into the mason jar as tightly packed down there as I can possibly get it. I actually had enough to fill 2 jars. So here I am with the second jar and I'm beginning to fill it, as you see now. So making a little mess as I go, but that's what a nice soft surface top oven is for, or smooth top oven, I don't know. Anyways, I'm putting the juice now in there, and you'll see as you pack the cabbage, onion stuff into the jar, it fills up a lot of the area in the jar, so you're not going to need as much of the juice as you need. So what you want to do is either take a rock or some paper in a rock. What I'm doing is freezer paper, and I'm kind of folding it up really good and pushing it down into the jar, pushing down the cabbage, you know, we'll just call it veggies from here on out, pushing the veggies down into the juice so that it all stays nice and saturated and well coated within this brine, we'll now call the juice. And I put them up on my counter kind of out of the way. You can put it in a dark spot. Some people do. I just leave it on my counter and it's fine. This is about after 2 days. You can see some bubbles that are forming. That is the fermentation process. It's actually souring. And you want to burp this because, like I said, if you don't, there will be a lot of juice all over your counter. So unless you like it more sour, just leave it for 2 days. If not, leave it longer. I ended up putting this in the refrigerator and it wasn't sour enough, so I ended up taking it out and leaving it for a couple of days and then back in the refrigerator. So it didn't do any harm to it putting it in the refrigerator. It only just temporarily stops the fermentation process. Hope you like this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and don't forget to share it with others who may like it. Love you guys.